You're listening to the Joint Sermons on the Push Media Podcast Network.
So you know how those lids are, because this is, I'm just going to speak, okay? So this is it. So you know how those lids on those Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color of the lid? So that was that conversation.
Dear God.
What's going on?
That's just, yeah, well.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
But here's what's the thing. She got her butt kicked.
Yeah.
She got her butt handed to her. Like it or not, that's what happened. And I do believe, and I don't even know how old that clip is, but I do believe it's partially to do with stuff like that.
I mean,
that's not
she's just an unlikable candidate with terrible policies and trotted out the Cheneys. Like, I can't imagine why she got spanked so hard. It's like, are you listening to yourself? Yeah.
She wasn't selected by even her own party. And I'm tired of people saying she historically got nominated unanimously. Stop it. You're just lying to yourselves. But she's unlikable. Willie Brown always said she was unlikable. Willie Brown always said, vice presidency is a dead end. Be the president or don't. So instead, she's going home, thankfully, but not thankfully, because I don't want Trump. So it's like, I'm happy she's not the president and disappointed he's the president. Like, this is bad.
The whole situation was just stupid. Like,
she's gonna come here and ruin the state.
Oh God,
try to be governor.
I really hope not.
Well, wait a second. Are you sexist or racist?
No, I'm based off of policy.
I'm telling you, if you listen to everyone, that means you're sexist or racist if you didn't vote for her or if you don't like her.
I mean, okay, then there's zero liberal self-reflection. I don't care. Like, I mean, they literally brought out Liz Cheney.
Do you have a fetish for Liz Cheney? Because you keep mentioning her.
She's just so awful, dude. She's a terrible person. And like, that's what they hitch their wagon to. And they're surprised when people are like, maybe I don't want to vote for her because of that.
They trotted out a lot of, the old bear, old flag, old school Republican types. And I think one that's weird to do, it wasn't like, look at the former Republican presidents are for her. That would be maybe a lot different. These are just standard congressmen and, former people. But they're names in the Republican Party, and she brought them out. And I think it's because she's not likable. They're like, we're gonna lose this many of the Democrats. Let's try to pull an equal amount or more of moderate Republicans over and see if they'll vote for us then.
But that's the thing. Like, she was just a centrist Republican, essentially, and the base is not that.
No,
so,
she's not.
Duh.
She is not a centrist Republican. You are far left radical commie.
Well, I mean, that is
true.
Here
comes the communism.
Yep. Well, I'm just saying, look, no on ACA, yes on fracking. Like, everything that she said, like,
I recant what I just said and agree with you now. She was against everything the Democratic Party wanted.
Exactly. So that's why you can't be surprised that she got absolutely smoked, because like, what was she like? If you took her name off of it and just put some of her like ballot initiatives and policy, you would be like, that's a Republican, and it's just like, why are you surprised? Like, that's why I didn't vote for her.
That's fair. I didn't vote for her neither. I did not vote for Trump. I had to make that clear. I did not vote for
absolutely not. Me neither.
My conscience is clear. I don't care. I don't feel bad for it. I don't feel like a sexist or racist person because I'm not. I don't care.
Yep.
You lost. Here's the worst part. All the excuses they're making, right? All the excuses. Oh, you're sexist and you're racist, or the Russians cheated. Putin set it all up. First of all, Putin did not steal the election on behalf of Donald Trump last time or this time. But this time by such a large margin that she got mud stomped all over the country.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, and there's way more interference from other countries. And also, like, let's be honest here. Like, the one thing that always kills me about this election interference, like, are you serious? The United States has been doing that for years. Go look at any
Again,
South
that's
American country.
the communism and you want to,
However,
no. However,
no.
you know how like you loathe white people the same way you loathe your own
Yes,
country.
that's exactly me.
But no, I'm saying the tit for tat. That's not my argument. I know it's yours, but I'm saying I don't like it.
No,
I don't like the argument.
I'm just saying the hypocrisy of it. It just makes
Oh
me
yeah,
laugh.
100%.
That's I'm
But
not.
also too, that's literally like why I say your ideals, if you want to be president, go out the window, because you can't be an idealistic person and be president and do it at all, even partially good job, because that's just not how the world works anymore. You got to either bend to that part of it or fail hardcore and get pushed out. Jimmy Carter, he was very idealistic. And I think most people believe that guy's basically a saint and a helpful person and a kind person. And he sucked at the job. A lot of it was because of that. Your ideals don't count, but she's just awful.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? They better actually do some real self-reflection, or like you've been saying, we're going to end up with JD Vance, because it's like, if you're going to keep making excuses for bad candidates and running people that aren't, to your base, you're going to end up keep getting like a mud hole stomped in you by these awful Republican candidates, and you're going to have nobody to blame but yourself. And if they don't like wake up to that, man, it's going to be a really rough couple of years for sure.
Well, it was the whole thing with Hillary Clinton when she lost the primary to Obama, who was by far the better candidate. He can campaign better, speak better, knew how to relate to people better. He was good at being a candidate. He was very good at that. Clearly. I mean, a black guy got elected in America. He was good at that. That skill set. He could speak, good orator. He was good at it. But, Hillary Clinton claims that America is so racist and all this and that. But they voted for the newbie black guy with very little experience over you with all the experience. No, you were a bad candidate. You're unlikable. You should have never been the candidate. In fact, I don't think you were the righteous candidate.
No.
Probably would have been Bernie Sanders. I mean,
no, it should have been Bernie.
I mean, I don't think I would have voted for Bernie Sanders, but that probably would have played out that way if they allowed it to.
Exactly, and that's the part.
But one thing I believe in is I don't agree with almost everything Bernie Sanders says. I don't think his policies will work. But if he gets the votes, he gets the votes. And that's how that works. And then I got to suck it up and hope he does good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want any president to ever fail, because that ultimately means like where I live fails. I would rather that not be a thing. I hope Trump does really good for us and we all benefit from it. That would be the ideal outcome. Doubt it.
Yeah.
But cross your fingers. I hope that's true. But she was unlikable, qualified, but unlikable. And now we have Captain Miss America unlikable.
Yeah.
And not even qualified.
I mean, two times. Like this guy, this guy shouldn't run a car wash, and now he's the president. And it's like,
I can stand on Fifth Street and shoot people. You're not going to do anything to me.
Exactly. Like it's the absolute absurdity of that situation is just like, wow, time for some self-reflection, Dems.
And then what he said about those women on that tape, and then he still gets elected, and accused of rape, and he still gets elected. He still got. First of all, the woman's vote for him should have been so small.
It should have been none.
No, well, it should have been none. But I'm saying it should have been so small that you go, wow, that's directly related to all that sexual accusations and stuff. That's clearly that. There's always going to be some. But no, he won. And then he got even more women this time, even more than her.
Yeah.
She got less women than Biden, who also is creepy. He is creepy. I don't care. But anyway, I don't like the excuses. I don't like people saying, well, it's unfair. They pretended Joe Biden had, dementia. I'm like, no, dude has dementia. Well, no, he does. Now they voted for Trump, who's only a couple years younger, and he has dementia. No, he don't. He doesn't. He's a jerk. Or my wife says he's demented. He doesn't have dementia. He doesn't. Do you think he has Alzheimer's? I did. Stop. No. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like
that's literally
that is it. And unfortunately, that's not illegal in the U.S. You know what I mean? And people are fine with it.
Here's the thing, though. He's got skill. Chuck D said this. Donald Trump has skills. He keeps winning at all things in life. Gets away with crimes. Does what he wants as far as building buildings and putting his name on things. And they tell him, no, I'm doing it when he wins. They sue him. He wins. Becomes president. He says whatever he wants. He wins.
Yeah.
gets convicted of 35 felonies or whatever, comes back, wins.
Yeah.
Can't vote for himself in New York, but he still wins. He's got some kind of skill set that makes him a winner in that sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping is he channels some of that, and I'll let you speak in a second because this is the Elton Juan show. Is I hope he channels some of that winner, like literally that true where he keeps just winning somehow. I would love for him to channel that and do a win for us, right?
It would be nice.
Get us health care, get us out of the wars, stuff like that. Bring costs down.
We'll see. That is the reality of the next 4 years. So, maybe they'll look at it, do something right. But I'm not hopeful.
I'm not hopeful for it is what it is. He's coming to be president, but I am not hopeful. Like, how in the world does someone like JD Vance get put in the on deck circle?
I just handpicked, they needed somebody.
No, but like, it's the same way. How did she get put in the on deck circle? Like, what?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like useful idiot steez. I don't know.
Except he'll win because the Democrats are still making excuses.
Well,
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh yeah, the insider trader.
Came out. Well, yeah, there's a stock trading app that tells you all the stocks she's buying and selling, so that way you can buy and sell.
And people
at
are
the
making
same time.
hella money off it.
But did you see? They're checking to see if that's legal, because let's say I did it, because I'm using technically insider trading through her by proxy, even though it's like, please die. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, but the headline: Pelosi knifes Biden again as she flips and blames him and Kamala for Democrat losses. Well, she's right.
Yeah.
She's right. But if she was any kind of courageous moral leader, she would have said so a long time ago, loudly and in public.
Exactly. But they won't. And I mean, it's like the same people that did it, the same thing with Trump. Nobody had the nuts to say anything when they were working for him. But as soon as they got out and wrote a book, then all of a sudden he's the worst person on the face of the planet. If that was the case, then why didn't you say it when you were there and you could actually do something about it? You waited until you were gone to make money off of a book or of an interview or whatever. It's like, you're so disingenuous that I can't take you serious. So it's just like, if he was such a problem, then
they waited to his first impeachment.
Exactly.
Impeachment. Oh, I resign in protest.
Right. Exactly.
Because he's awful.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I have more respect for the people that are just like during that, like, with Biden and some of his wars, and they're like, yo, I can't be a part of this. I'm out. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
A lot of people, and good for you. Good. You stood on principles, and that's what you should do. It's just, politics is
now. Some
thing.
would say Liz Cheney stood on principle by being against Donald Trump.
Well, I mean,
and then lost because of that.
Exactly. But I
mean,
but
she did. The example is she did.
No, for sure. Absolutely. But that was like the one time, like, check her voting record. And it's
technically Mitt Romney did not run for re-election in the Senate, which, as a Mormon and a high level Mormon through his family, he should have won in a landslide in Utah until he decided not to do it anymore. But they were like, you are going to lose, by so much it's not funny because you were against Trump. But kudos, he stood on principle. But also, he's not a war criminal like you like to say neither. So there's that, I guess.
He's a venture capitalist, which makes it just as bad. So
whoa. The thing that I still talk about this, the thing that makes him awful to me is he's responsible for the collapse of Toys R Us, if you didn't know that.
Excuse me?
It was like Bain Capital or whatever his company's called.
Yeah. You know what?
They were the ones who bought Toys R Us when they were struggling. And then basically
liquidated them,
run them down, and basically closed them. They forced the closure and the bankruptcy and all that stuff.
Wow. Well, now I hate them even more.
And how do we not have a toy store again in America?
I don't get it.
We do not have kids? Like, this is bizarre. Like, I love, like, when we took our kids to New York. Oh, there's a FAO Schwartz. We're going to go in that FAO Schwartz because you're going inside a toy store.
Right.
And then we're going to the Lego store. And then we're going to the Nintendo store because that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's not going to 5 aisles in Target.
Yeah.
And why did Target with all their money, Walmart with all their money, none of them thought to themselves, yo, let's put a toy store separate without our name so it's a new toy store.
You would think, but no.
It's silly. It stinks. And get rid of GameStop. Those are dumb.
Yeah, I can't do GameStop. It's like, hey, here's 15 games. We'll give you $6 in trade-in credit. It's like,
well, you know what I don't like? I don't like the whole trading thing anyways. They're not records. They have no value to me, except I like to play them over and over and over. We're a family of let's download the game and have a digital copy. So we have our Switch. My son can take
Yeah.
it everywhere, and he'll have 50 games on the memory card because he's got the good old 2 terabytes, and
Yeah.
there they are. I can imagine parents paying $50 for a little tiny game cartridge that you got to hope little Johnny doesn't lose.
Yeah. And they are
That's
tiny.
awful.
Those Switch things are
They're basically
super
SIM
teeny tiny.
cards.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really small.
I don't get it. That's why
Yeah.
I don't think I think it's a waste of physical stuff too. Like what do we like stop with all wasting plastics? Just anyway.
Yeah. Well, we
So
don't.
maybe global warming's not real and we don't have to worry about it.
Ooh,
Well, did you hear
There's
it
a
was
deep cut.
it was warm on the East Coast for a couple of days. It was warm.
Yep.
Yeah, full stop.
Yeah.
So therefore,
So it did-
you know how they go, oh, look, it's snowing. Global warming doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well,
It was
that's-
warm. It was warm, meaning it wasn't 130 degrees in November. It was just warm. I think 80 or something. And they were using that now to say global warming's not real.
Yeah. Well, people that say that are just disingenuous off rip. So I can't.
Well, I think people also too latch onto stuff like when Al Gore was making money grifting everybody on his documentary and then selling out to an oil country to buy his network. When he was like, by whatever the year was, I don't know what year. By this year, New York City will be this much underwater. Like, no, it's not. Actually, it's not. That's not going to happen, and that's not going to be helpful because now you're a sky is falling guy, and the sky is not ever falling. And if the sky does fall, it's going to fall so slowly, we'll be long dead, right? But you still have to make it
maybe.
important. You still have to make it not maybe. You still have to make it important. There are some very like the certain islands, things like that. That's happening. And I always argue, even if say global warming was made up, right? Let's just say it's made up. We do know certain things are better for the environment in general anyway. So why wouldn't we just do that anyways? Because we live here.
Probably not cost efficient.
Do you clean your house?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you live there.
No arguments here for me, but anytime, there's anytime a well thought out argument about anything, people are
yeah.
just going to be reactionary and be like, well, no, I live in squalor and it's fine. I only get a communicable disease every 2 months. What's wrong with you? It's like, oh God.
I don't like that neither where one person's experience is everyone's experience. That's not true.
Well, I mean,
I had
anecdotal
COVID.
for sure.
I had COVID and I just had the cough for a couple days and the sniffles. I had nothing. Cool. I'm glad you didn't die.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. People died. People got very sick. People were at risk. Most people, of course, got it and it just sucked hardcore for a week or two. So what? I don't want it.
right. Yeah.
Also, when it was happening, we didn't know what it was. So shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't. Let's be honest. We did not. Anyway, don't like it. You notice the teams changed sides when
Yeah.
Trump left office. Pro-vaccine is now anti-vaccine and vice versa.
Yeah.
There are famous quotes by I will never take Trump's vaccine. Then Biden comes into office. He did not develop the vaccine, and he even says so. It was during the Trump administration. And Trump didn't do it. He's not responsible for it, but that's when it happened. And then, I'll take it, Biden's vaccine. You guys are all nuts.
Yeah.
You know what it is? They need more celebrities
Oh
to
God.
tell them what to think and
Well,
feel.
Maybe they can pay them a bunch of money to do it.
Well, you know what I'm getting at.
Absolutely.
So these celebrities, the Kamala Harris campaign, paid $20 million for concerts and events
Unreal.
for celebrities like Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Bon Jovi, or John Bon Jovi, and Ricky Martin, Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Those people suck up.
That's the Oprah one is the one that killed me. $1 million. What do you need $1 million for? Like, you're Oprah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know.
What? What? $1
None
million?
of those people need. None of
Come
those
on.
people need $1 million.
No.
They got hundreds of millions of dollars minimum each. But here's the thing: they don't need the exposure neither. But those
No.
are the type of people that always love to suck up to a candidate, like a presidential candidate, so they can say they know the president later on, so they can get invited to the Christmas party later on for free. They suck up for free, and here they are not sucking up for free. That means to me they didn't even like her. So what makes it worse is I'll take money and convince people to, 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds to go vote for you, even though I don't agree with you.
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
that's awful.
Let's be real. Oprah gave us Dr. Phil, so there's a hard pass forever for me on her.
Speaking of Be Real,
nice transition.
There's a new album coming out.
With the dude from Beatnuts, right?
Gosh, unbelievable. And you call yourself a hip hop head?
Hey, listen, I'm a stoner too. All right, bro. I gotta like go back and
you know what? Fair play. But yeah, what do you think of that? I mean, those two alone are dope.
I mean, I want it to be good. I heard the first track.
I did not.
Not Beatnuts style production.
What is the name of their group again? What's the name of their album?
Good luck with that one. I don't remember. I mean, I know they put out like one video teaser for it, and it's not bad.
Real Psycho.
There it is. Yeah, because it's Psycho Les from the Beatnuts and Be Real. I mean, and I like both of those guys individually. I just don't know if Be Real's flow over that beat just worked. You know what I mean? It was like he had that real staccato, nasally flow over it, and it sounded a little dated.
I mean, let's play it.
School, find another fool. I'm not hearing what you're putting down. Look around, use another tool. Come against me and I use it as fuel. The fool of the flock. Put the hammer on cock. Let me silence the talk. Violence in the street that walk.
All right. I mean, I don't think it's completely awful. I'm not mad at that. It's not awful.
No, not at all.
I mean,
I don't know. I'll listen to the whole record for sure.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Your ass sleeping, you'll never cheapen the Cali dreaming. Tick tock and you don't stop. Click clack and you step back.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's not terrible. It was, I was hoping for. I mean, like the beat was chill. I guess I'm just used to that like classic Beatnuts production where it's a little more jazzy, funky than like. Kind of like Muggs-ish, which I don't hate. But by the way, can we get DJ Muggs to produce a new Cypress record? Can we just get that? Like that? Like,
yes and no.
Make me
yes
happy,
and no.
please.
Because he makes some boring music now. It's slow. I don't like it. It's slow.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the new like wave though, because I mean, another guy that I really liked, Alchemist. Like you listen to his beats and. I mean, they would be cool for like background music, but I don't know. It's too syrupy for me now. Like, and I don't mind the production chops on it. I don't like the drums are tight, but it's just so slow and low. And then, the people that are rapping over it, it's like, man, I don't want to hear West Side Gun on another track with Alchemist. Like, I just don't like.
No, I don't. It's boring.
Yeah. It's like, I know a lot of people like that click, but I don't know. Maybe it's the Gen X in me. I'm just like, I don't get it.
Maybe it's like politics and more people just lie to themselves and say it's a dope song and that they like it because other people say they like it. I'm not kidding.
Maybe. I don't know. I work with a lot of Gen Z kids and they all love that click. And I'm like, I mean, I
know. They legitimately do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think, I don't want to be all boomerish and just be like, they're terrible. It's just, that's not for me. You know what I mean? And like,
people lie to themselves all the time.
True.
For instance, my favorite subject in the world, the Apple Watch and fitness. Anyway, they now have a feature where you can pause your rings. I don't know why you'd want to pause them, except to lie to yourself and go, my streak is intact, when in fact it is not. Because so let's say you get sick, pause your rings, restart them the next day, your streak is intact. But it's not. And it's not.
Right.
Who are you fooling? Other than yourself, who are you fooling? Because no one else is looking at that thing. Well, no one cares.
Then you're not going to get real data either.
That's what I'm saying. It's all fake data.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're gonna keep it as a streak, keep it as a streak. But if it's not, then it's not. Like you're just, like, you said you're lying to yourself about it. I'd rather have complete incomplete data than like a paused ring. It just doesn't make any sense.
No real data or no data.
Right.
Otherwise, you end up with, Kamala Harris talking about lipstick stains on a Starbucks cup, and we have a Seinfeld intro.